The reindeer onesie is back! Hello, my fellow chatterers and book lovers, and anyone else who's popped in because you're curious as to why I'm wearing a reindeer onesie, or you have got a bit lost. Welcome everyone, I'm Chatty, this is my channel Chatty the Mad Chatter, and I'm going to be chatting away madly about my TBR for the Reindeer Readathon. This is my second year taking part in this readathon. I am very excited for all of the Christmassy fun times. There is already some great chat going on in the Discord. So I am going to be going through what I'm going to be reading and talking you through the prompts. If you want to know what the Reindeer Readathon is, it is a readathon created by Eric from Break Even Books. I think this is the 5th year now. Yes, pretty sure he said in his announcement video it's the 5th year running, and it has just really taken off. It's a lot of fun. It gives a lot of kind of joy. There are teams, and the prompts are really quite flexible, so you can kind of make sure you are you are reading what you want to read as well. It's a competitive readathon, so that's always a lot of fun, and the announcement video is in the description box, so you can go along and have a little look and get all the information you need from that. If you are new to my channel, I don't edit my videos. It's just one long continuous shot, so there could be chaos. So cheers everyone, one shot, no editing, clink clink clink. So for the Reindeer Readathon this year, I love a readathon. Readathons are so much fun, but I get a little bit overexcited and want to read everything, and I don't have time to read everything. So I'm only going to be reading 4 books for the Reindeer Readathon. There is a prompt for each reindeer, so you could read as many as 10 books. 1 for each reindeer that is mentioned in The Night Before Christmas, 1 for Rudolph, and then once you've completed all of that and you've completed all the bonus prompts, you can then read Slaying It, so you could read 10 books. I'm just going to be reading 4, but the prompts have got different points, so I'm going to try and aim for maximum points. So I will be mainly focusing on trying to get the 20 pointers read. That is my plan. So let's have a little look together. Let's take a big mug of tea, ready to explore the prompts. So for Dasher, we have, using the wonderful word search that Eric has created, the book has to contain a word, one of 5 words. So the first 5 words you find in that word search, that's your Dasher prompt. And that's worth 15 points. So for this one, I had a little look at it. The first word that I found was summer. And I'm a seasonal reader. I enjoy feeling the season of the books I'm reading at the time. I enjoy all the vibes. I don't want to be reading books about summer in the winter time. I don't want to be doing that. I then found winter, which was much more acceptable. I then found holly, which could work for a lot of people. The books I read don't tend to have, that's quite a specific one. So that's possibly not going to work for me. Then I had legend as a fantasy reader that could work. And then the final one I found was crown. So I have options that I could read for this should I get to here, but this is worth 15 points, so it's not one of the ones I'm going to be focusing on. But my possibilities for this one are, I could read A Winter's Promise. I can't remember the name of the author, but I will put the description in the description box. I'll put the link to that video. This is a YA fantasy quartet. It's one that I want to read. I have it under my bed for me to earn, but it will involve starting a new series, so I don't really feel ready for that right now. The second one is Winterhouse. I could borrow this from my mum because she has this book. I bought it for her. And it seems like a really fun middle grade. It's sort of like a mystery middle grade set in a winter house, so it will have all of those Christmassy winter vibes. But I'd be borrowing it from mum, so it wouldn't be helping me with the Read What I Own challenge, which is what I do really want to be focusing on for these reads. So that wouldn't really work either. I could read Legend by Marie Lu, so that would work for the Legend. But again, I'd have to get it out of the library. I do want to read books by Marie Lu, but not right now. It's not. I don't want to be borrowing books from the library. It's not going to help my Read What You Own challenge. Another one I thought of that would work for my Read What You Own challenge, and I do have, is For the crown word, I have twin crowns. It's just here. It's underneath a lot of books. I'll just move that slightly. Ah, there you go. You can see it's just here. This is by Catherine Rebber and Catherine Doyle. And I recently saw them at Yalk, and it has made me very excited. I heard them talking in a panel with Juno Dawson, and that was really exciting, and they seem like really awesome people, and I made me really, really excited to read that book. I was very interested in reading the book, but now I'm very excited to read it. But again, it's the start of another series, and I'm not quite there. I'm not quite there with wanting to start a new series yet. So if I get, those are ones that I could read, but I don't think I'm going to be doing the Dasher prompt. The next prompt is Dancer. So Dancer is 15 points as well. So it's, again, not another book that I am focusing on for like my big hitters. However, I did my December TBR game, and one of the books I pulled for that would fit in really well. If you haven't seen my December TBR game and you would like to, I will link it here so you can click that and have a look. So the prompt for Dancer is to read a book with 5 words in the title. And I have The Cat Who Saved Books by Suzuki Natsukawa. And it is a little small book, so that would work perfectly. I'm reading it for my December TBR anyway. It counts as my Read What You Own challenge, so I think I will be doing this one, even though it's not my point focus. But it's going to be a really easy one to read, and it's one that I'm thinking of reading anyway. So that works perfectly. So we have a book. We have a book for the TBR. The next one is Prancer. This is worth 10 points. So it's not necessarily something I'm going to be focusing on, but it is to read a book from a place you have never been to. As I read a lot of fantasy, I have a lot of possibilities for this one. So one that I'm going to talk about is a book by Sophie Anderson that I'm really excited, and that is The Castle of Tangled Magic. So this is a companion novel to In the World of the Girl Who Speaks Bear and The House with Chicken Legs. So it's not a series, but there are like things from the world that you are aware of. I don't know what the synopsis of this one is. I don't want to, but I am excited to read another Sophie Anderson because I have loved the last 2 books she wrote. So this is just going to be a wonderful cozy read. It's going to give me all the winter vibes. We can see here we've got these pine trees, we've got this forest. It has got a fairy tale feel to it. It's got a folklore feel, which Sophie Anderson does so well. So all of those kind of vibes are what I like to read around this type of year. So this one would definitely work for that. It's a middle grade. It's one that I really hope to read this month anyway. So if that does happen, then I could probably be ticking that off with this one. I have a few other options as well. So I'm just going to have a look at the page count for this one because it's one of those prompts as we get further on. That's a question and answer. Where's the back of the book? That's a glossary. Yeah. So it's 405 pages. So that is a good thing to be aware of. Should I be looking for those later on? So should I move a Castle of Tangled Magic, I've got other ones that could take its place. But like I said, I'm not focusing on Prancer. Vixen is a book I am focusing on. So Vixen is worth 20 points. It is one of the 20 pointers. And for this, you have to read a book you have been putting off. I have 2 options for this one. The first one is Beartown by Frederick Backman. This is a book I have been putting off. 1, because I want to read it in the winter time, because it's wintry. And 2, I know it's got a heavy topic in here. This deals with rape and sexual assault in a small town, and I know that's going to make me feel uncomfortable and possibly angry, but I do want to read it. So I have been putting it off because of that reason, and also waiting for kind of like the right mood to strike me. I feel it's here. This is one of the books that was also on my December TBR. It will be working for the Read What You Own challenge. So all of those things go tick, tick, tick. The pages for this one are 488. No. Hold on. That's the acknowledgements. Yeah, okay. So that's 482. So this is just shy of 500, which is one of the Christmas bonus prompts, but never mind. So 488 pages for this one, bearing it in mind. So that's a possibility. The other possibility is here, and it is a big one. It is Hunger of the Gods. This is my ambitious entry. The Hunger of the Gods by John Gwynne. Adult epic fantasy. It's big. It's definitely over 500 pages. Oh, it's not as many as I thought it was. I felt the size of this book, I was feeling 800. It's 636. So less than I thought. Why does it feel so massive? This really feels massive. Anyway, I have been putting this off because I was planning to do a buddy read of this, and it just never happened. Neither of us were at the right point for it, so it just didn't happen. But I am feeling, it's porridge eating weather, it's cold, I'm ready for a Norse saga. I really enjoyed The Shadow of the Gods. I really have enjoyed John Gwynne's writing. I love his world building, his setting. It's a harsh world. It's a harsh world. It is a Norse based fantasy world. There is a lot of weapons around. There's a lot of trudging. There's a lot of porridge eating. There's gods. There's 3 different characters that we were following in the previous one. I believe there are more point of views in this one. And I've just been putting it off because it's big. It's big, and the stuff that happened at the end of Shadow of the Gods, I'm very keen to know, but I'm also worried that characters that I like may die. So also been putting it off for that reason. So these are the 2 books that I've been putting off, and they're both probably the biggest books that I'll be putting on this TBR. So in the whole wanting to read as much as possible, not great for that, but Hunger of the Gods would definitely work for the bonus of over 500 pages. We will see. Okay, the next one is Comet. Okay, so this is 20 points. So this is one I definitely have a book locked in place for. So for Comet, you have to read a book that starts with the same letter as your star sign. I'm a Gemini, so I needed a book beginning with G, and I had a few options. The word girl is very helpful in this. So I have The Girl Who Drank the Moon by Kelly Barnard. I have The Girl of Ink and Stars by Kira Millward Hargrave. But I have chosen The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea by Axie O. It is YA fantasy. It is a Korean folktale, so it's giving me all those fairy tale vibes. And it's on my December TBR, so it works perfectly. I'm very excited for this. I'm just going to tell you how many pages all the books are, just so you know. This one, that is the acknowledgements. That is the end of the book. 321 pages, so that is a decent book size. That's nice and manageable. Books around 300 pages feel less scary in terms of getting through them. And I'm really, really excited. I feel I'm really going to enjoy this. I feel it's going to give me all of those whimsical joy, and the cover is beautiful, and it feels slightly festive in the colouring of this Fairy Loot edition. We've got coral pinks, we've got greeny sea blues, and that kind of gives a sort of a slight off of the red and greens of the kind of Christmassy story, but the blues kind of look quite icy. So yes, it works very well, so I'm excited about that. So I've got 2 that are locked in place. Then we have Cupid, which is multiple POV. So I do know that both, so reading a book with multiple point of view, so not just one character that narrates the story, or you see it through that one character's eyes in third person, but lots of different people. Beartown, I have been told, is written in third person, and you follow lots of different characters, so that would work. This is definitely multiple point of view. You have character names at the top, so I'm not going to say who they are just in case it's spoilers for Shadow of the Gods. But yeah, there's what chapter 1 is by one person, chapter 2 is by a different person. So immediately different points of view. However, this is 15 points. These are big books. If I'm going to be reading the big books, I want the big points with the big books. So I feel Vixen is more where they belong rather than Cupid, because I've also got the Blitzen prompt, which I'm going to get to, that these might work in. We will have to wait and see what comes up. So for those, I do have a nice middle grade that I'm really looking forward to reading that could work for this one, and that is Wilder Than Midnight by Kerry Burnell. So this is a middle grade fantasy. It's set in the woods. It's got fairy tale vibes. It feels very whimsical. We've got 3 female protagonists. So you follow the story of these 3 different girls. We have Wild Rose, who is at the front here with this wolf. We have Sapphy, who is over here with a bird. And we have Aurelia, who is holding this brass telescope. And so it follows these three girls, and the tagline here is locked in a tower, lost in the woods, and left to the wolves. I hear really good things about this from people. I'm very excited to pick it up and read it. And we have purple edges, we have a map. Exciting times. So that is a possibility for that one, unless I feel I want to put Beartown or Hunger of the Gods in there. Okay, moving on to Donna. This is worth 15 points, and this is multiple animals on the cover. So this means just as long as it's got more than 1 animal on it, that counts. So, for example, the cat who saved books would not count because it's just the 1 cat. So, not multiple animals, just 1. Wilder Than Midnight would count because we have a wolf and we also have a bird or 2 or 3. So lots on there. Hunger of the Gods it's on the cover, but it's on the back. Hunger of the Gods, we have a wolf, and on the back we have birds. I'm not doing it for that one anyway, but I just thought I'd show you that. I also have on the Castle of Tangled Magic, we have a fox around the bottom of the castle. That looks like the only animal until you notice right down here at the bottom, we have got a little black cat. So that would also work. However, what I'm going to go for is one that it feels Christmassy. So my son was gifted both of these books at different times by different people, and I have never read them, but I have been wanting to read them. And that is The Boy, the Mole, the Fox and the Horse by Charlie Macquarie. Now, I know lots of people love this as a kind of a dipping in and out book, as a kind of encouragement, and I think like the individual pictures, you have like the little phrase and then you have the picture. I intend to read this cover to cover. Obviously this is a very short read in terms of the text, but I will also be reading it alongside the book, which is the story of the animated TV show that they did. So this is called The Animated Story. So over Christmas time, I think it was not last Christmas before, so that'd be 2021 Christmas. Oh, all sorts of things have fallen out. I did not even know they were in there. They did a animated tale with these beautiful illustrations. So Charlie Macquarie, the author, was involved in all of this. There is music on both of these as well as to the songs of the books. So this is kind of more linking up all of those different things into a narrative. And the illustrations are absolutely gorgeous. So I would be reading both of those, and I'd need to read both of them for it to count. Look, there's a little bookmark that came out of that one. So that's so cute. And a postcard. Lovely. See, have not been touched. And I might read them to myself first, just so I get it at my pace and my time, and then I will probably read the animated version of the story to my children, and maybe kind of just dip in and out of that one with them. They very much enjoyed the animated story. I don't know why I haven't seen that one yet. I know the first time I was recovering from COVID, so I had COVID on Christmas Day 2 years ago, and that went on, and I watched the first maybe 5 minutes and then fell asleep and slept through. Had a lovely nap that I definitely needed. So I have no idea what happens or what it's all about, and I definitely want to, and it feels very wintry and magical. So that would be my one for Donna. And again, very easy to read, so I probably am going to be reading that one, but it's not my focus. Okay, Blitzen. Here we go. This is the one that I have no idea what I'm reading. This is where you have to roll a 6-sided dice. I have a physical one, but you can use, like, you know, it on a random dice roll app. And then you times the number you get by 100, and then you have to read the book with that as a minimum. So if I rolled a 1, I'd have to read a book that was over at least 100 pages. So I could read a book that was 1,000 pages and that would count. But if I wanted to read a book that was 110 pages, that would count. Or I could roll and I would get a 6, and then I'd have to read a book that was over 600 pages, which is where the Hunger of the Gods will come in, because that's over 600. I could also read that for the over 500. Over 400, I can read Beartown, and we will see what I get for the other ones, if I still want to keep it as one of those, or if I want to have a smaller book in there. I will see how I feel. So let's roll this dice and see what I get. Right, here is the dice, here is the roll. It's rolled off, it's a 5. Well, as it's a 5, it needs to be a book over 500 pages. That means I will definitely be reading one where I need the Christmas star prompt to help me. And the only book I have that I want to read that's over 500 pages is The Hunger of the Gods by Gwynne. So I think we've definitely established this is in my TBR. We're being ambitious. In the Reindeer Readathon chat, there are a few people who are reading Gwynne and being ambitious. So that's going to be fun. Maybe we need to have like a little, like, Gwynne, you can read those pages, like, boost along. So good luck to everyone. I know someone is going to be reading Ruin. I know Bridget's going to be reading Valor. And I know Stacy is going to be reading The Shadow of the Gods. So let's go, Gwynne girls. So I will be pacing myself with this. I'm excited. It feels time for this. I'm excited. It will be bringing me up to date with the series. I've had this for a long time. It has been since when it was released. I pre-ordered this. Yeah, I think it's signed. Yeah. I pre-ordered the Waterstone signed edition. So that was April 2022. I think it was. Don't know why I need to know, but I do. Yeah, April 2022. So come this April, I've had this for 2 years. So it needs to be read. It's time. It's time to be read. So there we go. This is Blitzen. So we're locking them in. We're slowly locking them in. Okay. Organising. Right, so just got the one prompt that I need to talk about now, and that is Rudolph. So for Rudolph, you need to read a book that was written before you were born. So that's well over 30 years ago for me. I don't have anything that I'm really excited to read that was written over 30 years ago at this particular moment in time. I'm not feeling in the mood for any classics. I'm not feeling in the mood for any like old middle grade or old fantasy. I have a load of books with winter vibes. So it also says, or you can read a book that was published in 2023, which is going to suit me much better. And it is time. It's time for me to read a secret project. And I'm sorry, I'm not going for Tress. I'm saving Tress. Can I get it down without a catastrophe? Yes, I can. Still feel like that was going to fall. It didn't. Yay. I am going for The Frugal Wizard's Handbook for Surviving Medieval England by Brandon Sanderson. I haven't read any of the secret projects yet because I've been waiting for the perfect moment to read them. I'm going in with very small expectations for this one. It's not Sanderson's usual vibe. It's not Cosmere. I feel it's just going to be fun and silly. I want just fun and silly. That's all I want from this. And that kind of fun and silly vibe is what I need around Christmas time. You know, I've got hard-hitting Beartown. I have got massive, epic, please don't kill my favourite characters, Hunger of the Gods. I need something that's just going to be more chill. I don't know if it is going to be more chill, but I'm hoping for fun and silly. I mean, the title sounds fun and silly. That's what I want. Let's see if it happens. So yes, this is definitely my Rudolph, because there aren't any other books from 2023 that I really feel in the mood for right now. So this is my choice for Rudolph. So I'm just going to have a little shifty around at everything and decide where I'm placing them. That's a lie. I have one more book that I don't want to talk to you about. So this is a book that is the last book that is on my December TBR. And I can fit it in, I can definitely fit it into Prancer. I don't know if I can fit it into anywhere else. And it is Midnight in Everwood by M.A. Kuznia. I've already read this. This is a reread. I want to reread it at Christmas time because it is such a Christmassy book and it's so delightful and it's just a joy. So I want to read it. So it is a retelling of the Nutcracker story. We have a strong female friendship. We have a strong female protagonist. We have living your dreams. We have finding out more about yourself. We have a portal. We have historical fiction at the beginning. We have ballet. We have lovely description of delicious food. We have whimsicalness and beauty, but also fear and scariness as well. And I am so excited to reread this. It's so pretty. And it just screams Christmas! So it's going to be read. So I feel if it's going to be read, I should try and pinpoint it into the Reindeer Readathon anyway. So let's see what magic I can work for my TBR. And having said I'm only reading 4 books, I'm so far convincing myself I'm reading many, many more. Don't look. Okay, I have my TBR for the Reindeer Readathon. It's coming. Okay, here we go. This is my TBR for the Reindeer Readathon because I'm only reading 4 books. I'm only reading 4 books, so I don't need to worry about anything else. It's fine. And 2 of the books are on my December TBR anyway. All of these are marking off books on my Read What You Own, so that's all marvellous. And I think I can get some bonus prompts into these as well, so I can up the points up. So the ones I'm reading are Vixen, a book you've been putting off. I have Beartown by Frederick Buckman. This will also get the bonus point of the Christmas tree bonus. So for the Christmas tree bonus, you can add it to another one if it is a book that you are branching out. It's not what you typically read. Beartown is an adult contemporary. I do not typically read adult contemporary, so I am branching out from my normal fantasy happy place. For Comet, it is the same letter as a star sign, so I have Girl That Fell Beneath the Sea by Axie O. This could work for Elf on Your Shelf. It has been on my TBR for a very long time. I have had this since I've had this for over a year, so I received it in the Fairy Loot book box in March 2022. So it's coming up for 2 years. I've had this longer than I've had Hunger of the Gods, and I've just been anticipating it and saving it and waiting for the perfect moment. Its moment has come. So we've got Comet with we've got Vixen with the branch to Christmas tree. Vixen with Christmas tree. We have Comet with Christmas Elf. We then have The Hunger of the Gods by John Gwynne for Blitzen. I rolled 5 on the dice, so I need to read a book over 500 pages. This is 630 something, so that definitely works as being over 500. It's also the Christmas Star bonus, reading a book over 500 pages. So there we go. That's my Christmas Star. So I have got 3 of the bonuses in there. So that would give me, I'll do the points count up at the end. And then I have Rudolph, which is to read a book before you were born or published in 2023, which is Brandon Sanderson's Secret Project number 2, the Frugal Wizard's Handbook to Surviving Medieval England. So each of these are worth 20 points. So that would give me a total of 80, plus 15 points for the elf bonus, and 20 points for the tree bonus. So that's 80, 100, 115, plus 25 points for the Christmas Star. So 120, 30, 140 points I hope to get for my team, who I haven't mentioned. I am on Team Snowflake this year, so all of the snow blizzard memes will be coming at you in the Discord. If you are in the Discord, go Team Snowflake. I have said goodbye to Nutcracker. That was all last year. I'm ready for a new alliance. Saying that, those are my focus books. So I want to focus on, with all of them apart from Hunger of the Gods, my plan is to have like one focus book a week. Hunger of the Gods, I will be reading. I think I'm just going to be reading a bit of each week and then having like a good chunk. So that will be 1 week, but I'm also going to be putting others in the others because I think that's the only way I feel like I'm going to be able to definitely manage it, because I still feel very intimidated by it. I shouldn't do, but I do at the moment. Just because I know Christmas is busy and there's a lot going on. However, I still have all these other books that I really want to read. So possibly these will also be appearing. I also really want to read The Castle of Tangled Magic. That could fit into Prancer. It could also fit into Multiple Animals, Donna. So this could be Prancer or Donna. But definitely The Cat Who Saved Books is Dance and the Five Letters. Midnight in Everwood can also be Prancer, because I have been to Nottingham, which is the historical fiction part. However, I have not been to the magical Nutcracker realm, so that would definitely count. Wilder Than Midnight for multiple points of view. I do not know if Castle of Tangled Magic has multiple points of view, but there's also that. And Animals on the Cover, the boy, the mole, the fox and the horse. I also really want to earn A Storm of Sisters, which is the fourth and final book in the Pinch of Magic series by Michelle Harrison, which is a middle grade fantasy, and it is set in a snowy place in this one, so it will give me all of the snow vibes. I have just finished Tangled of Spells and I loved it. I'm really loving this series. I feel ready. I want to keep going with it. I want to keep going and I want to finish it, but I need to earn that book, and I don't know what it would fit. I'm really annoyed that I can't squeeze it into Dasha because after looking at all the words I got, I then looked at the other words, and the words sister and storm are both in there. It's like, Storm of Sisters, that would work so well. Gutted, but hey ho, those are all my possibilities. So there we go. That is what I may or may not be reading for the Reindeer Readathon. Let me know if you're taking part in the Reindeer Readathon, or if you're taking part in a different Christmas Readathon, or December Readathon, or Winter Readathon, or whatever you're doing, or if you're just mood reading and enjoying all the cozy vibes, or you're just reading whatever the hell you like because that's what you do. I would love to hear about it, because you know I love a chat. If you've enjoyed this video, give it a little like, because that is always nice. And I hope you all enjoy an hour or a week or whatever time you have of reading something fun. Happy reading, everyone.